Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon. So last episode we went and worked on gathering up a bunch of the singularities that we still have left, and we are down to only needing 4 more, one of which is our singularity that we have processing up over here, is just slowly crafting up. We have our crystal singularity that we have currently still processing, both of which are almost done. We only need a few more stacks of both of those, but there are 2 more singularities that we haven't even started on. And those are the balloon singularities and the crafting processor tier 2 or whatever singularity. And today I think we are going to be getting those done and hopefully making a push to get some infinity ingots. So, as you can see, we've gotten a few things here marked out. We've got everything we need for our balloon and our processing tier 2 singularities marked out. And in fact, the processing tier 2 singularity we pretty much have set up and ready to automate. We just need to get all of these things here filled with glass panes. Is that a glow squid I'm hearing? It is glow squid that I'm hearing. Huh, interesting. Anyway, we had to set up this marine fisher here. Ooh, uses storage capacity of certain items. Ooh, very nice. Anyway, we had to set up a fisher there because we needed fish for a few things. Namely, the infinite food that we need to eventually get for all of our infinity catalysts. We need a whole bunch of stuff, and some of that is we need fish. So we set up a fisher here to get the fish that we need. We can just use EMC and our energy condensers to get the rest, but we did need an initial seed fish. So the thing that we need still is we need to get all of the glass panes in here, which is just going to take a lot of crafting because apparently we can't use EMC to get these. So that's going to be fun. So we basically just need to fill all 16 of these chests up with glass panes. Shouldn't be too difficult. But the other thing we need is we need that balloon singularity. And for that, we need a few things. One thing, we need this tough fabric, which is just a stick and hemp fiber, which we do have a bit of hemp fiber, but we don't have enough to get all of these. Balloons themselves, once we get that, should be pretty simple. Torches are going to be really easy. Issue is we need these wood slabs, for which we need wood planks, easy enough, and we need creosote oil with a spout, which is just copper casing and kelp, so we should be able to get that pretty quick. Now we do have a bunch of creosote oil already crafted up. Here, it looks like these are all nicely backed up. So if we can clean out our inventory of all this useless junk that we keep getting from the mob farm, I really need to shut that thing off. We can hopefully get going on making that. So if I'm not mistaken, we should just be able to set that up like that, set up our fuel tanks here, and set that to pump out. Good. Filled that pretty quickly. Anyway, that should work there. Now, all we need to do is figure out which of our backpacks I put our condensers in. Now, hopefully, we should just be able to take an item pipe out of there, an item pipe out of there. And that should, hopefully, get us the wooden planks. And then, if I'm not mistaken, all we need is 3 of our mechanical crafters, which I'm hoping we can automate a good chunk of this using these. Looks like we can do this for our tough fabric, just 9x9, and our balloon, which is only 5. Wow. So if we raise our ceiling here up by 1, that should allow us to hopefully get all 5 of these in. I don't know if we can put item pipes going into this. I hope we can. There we go, that should work. Just need to set this to go into an inventory, which we should be able to have a pipe there. Maybe a pipe going in there? Check. Because if we can't use pipes to automate this, this is going to be very, very painful to do. All right, let's test this first with that. That looks like it's working. So now, if we take this out, we dig down below this and hopefully not take out the depot that we absolutely need for this to work. All right, that seems to actually be working. Nice. We just need to use up these. And it seems to be filling that up at a regular rate. So now we just need to get the rest of these. Looks like we got a little bit of work ahead of us. And there we go. After much toiling and configuration, we now have a fully automated balloon set up. And this is chugging along pretty well because we've got the one up here, and down below we have a massive setup here. Got 4 of them being crafted up here all together, and we've got 16 fabric being crafted every single time with this whole mess of crafters. It's absolutely insane. We've got at least 2 or 3 watches of flowing time working on this thing. That is mostly powering the massive hopper botany pot setup that we have, which is fully backed up, fortunately. Only problem is getting the creosote oil, but that, with all of the coke ovens, is not too bad. And as you can see, we've got 2 things crafting for all of the logs because we sped this up dramatically. So that this goes at a nice steady rate. But while we've been setting that up, we've been crafting up the processing singularities, and we actually finished that. We had a whole massive mess here, and it worked really well. And we got all of them, and we're just waiting on our balloon singularities, which, now that we have that sped up, should be coming in fairly rapidly. That is the last singularity we need. So it's about time we get started on the other things. As you can see, we've got 4 drawers here. That is for the 4 other things we need for the infinity catalyst. So if we look in our quest line here, we have our infinity catalyst that we need to make. We got all of our things here. We need crystal matrix ingots, diamond lattice, neutronium, which is not that big of an issue. Record fragments, which we already gathered up because they're using EMC. And this endless pearl and our foods. Now the endless pearl isn't too bad. We just set everything up here. The biggest issue is those neutronium ingots. How are those doing here? 400. So we probably don't quite have enough to finish off the other 19 stacks of endless pearls. But we can wait and get those. So those will process up fairly rapidly there while we work on the food, which I have been doing a little work for as well. We've gotten all of our stuff here. We've got our cinder flour for our blaze cake bases. Got all of the rice, or just about all of the rice I think we're gonna need for this, which we should have that now. Yeah. So, it's all of the rice. We've got ender tank with honey that will supply stuff for our honeyed apples. And we've just got a bunch of other sorted things here that should allow us to finish this pretty easily. So, for our food processing steps, we have this area up here. This is a fairly massive area, and as you can see, I did go and play around a little bit, actually putting in a nice little checkered floor here. But we basically have 3 sections. We have our foods that we can basically make with EMC once we actually get them. We have our foods that we make using fluid pipes and a spout, and also chocolate. Then we have our stuff with our mixer, and I can't count, so we have 4. The 4th being foods we need our cooking pot and everything else to make. So most of these, just about everything uses EMC in them, and we can pretty much just use that to make most of the ingredients, and in theory, drop them into the pot, I think. So I think if we put that down, it looks like we need a source of heat. Now I did get a stove here, so I'm guessing we just need to put this on the stove. There we go. And then we should be able to make stuff on there. Now we do have to figure out how we can pull stuff out of this eventually. Let's see, what's an easy thing we can make here? I think all of these pretty much require 4 to 6 ingredients. So, looking through the recipes, it looks like the easiest thing we can do the cabbage rolls, because those are only 2 ingredients, and we can just use cabbage and a meat. So we're just gonna set those up. Need our mushroom away. We need a thing of basically any meat, I think. Is it just any meat? Except any of the following. Oh, we can use mushrooms. Okay, let's just use mushrooms. We need a mushroom generator, we need a cabbage generator, and I feel like this is going to end up being a complete mess of creating things. All right, so we've got 1 cabbage roll here crafting up. That way we have something that we can play around with to see if we can pull stuff out of the pot. So there we go. We need our drawers that we set up for this. I think we're going to put them on this wall temporarily. Don't know if we're actually going to put them here like this, but I think this is probably going to be the easiest way just to set this up so we can easily see what we need. So we just need to take a pipe out the back of the pot and see if that'll suck that into the drawer. Got cabbage rolls out. Okay, now can we just dump a bunch of those and will that just automatically start crafting? It will. Oh, this is going to be easier than I thought. So it looks like we need a bunch more cooking pots. And probably also a drawer controller for this. Anyway, I'm going to go get that set up and get enough cooking pots. Looks like we need 13 of these. So I'm going to go get those set up. And then I will be right back. All right, and there we go. We now have all of our pots in and also labeled so we know what we're doing for each one of these. So now we can just go over here, grab all of the stuff we need, just run down the row here, and grab up everything. That is going to be very nice and handy. Just go and stick everything in, let it cook. Looks like this one's still got a little bit more to finish cooking up here. But we've got stuff for vegetable noodles, stew. And we've also got cooked rice, which is literally just rice and a bowl. So we can easily get stuff like that in. We just need to be here to put in the ingredients. Now, I'm sure I could automate this and everything else, but putting in a stack at a time, that's not going to be too much effort. And we can also see what we have on here. And as you can see, we've got quite a few things here made. Some of this is stuff that we just had laying around our chest, like the baked potatoes. Apparently we had those lying around. But that is a full set of pots. Again, we just need to go and let everything cook. But our next thing here we need 11 mixers, which is not going to be too hard. Biggest thing we have here is the whisk, and that's just 5 sheets and 2 andesite. And we need basins for that. And for those, I don't know if we can just... Actually, we can probably just automatically have stuff go into the basin as we need it. And go from there. Though we may have to put these in individually. So we may have to play around with that. But first, let's go and set up the 3 here. So we'll go and set up 3 things here. Just want a small little section. That will be for our 3 things we need to use these spouts on. Now we do need to make sure we have separate lines. We need stuff for our blaze cake. We need one for chocolate, and we need one for honey. So we are going to get these fluids in by having a fluid pipe coming off the top with each one. I should have plenty in one of these backpacks. Ah, here we go. There they are. So we'll just have 3 on top there. I did test this beforehand to make sure that it actually did work. So once we configure that so that these are all separate, because we want 3 separate inputs, we can go and take our ender tank here and stick it onto 1, and we can start draining that out so we can start getting our honey apples crafting. I think we should just be able to toss them right underneath that once we actually have a stack, and it should just go through and craft the whole stack. So that's one thing out of the way. The blaze cake is going to be a little bit harder because we need the cake base and we need lava, so we can either superheat that, which requires the blaze thing, get into lava, or we just use magma crucible, which is what I think we're going to do. I think this is going to require power, yes, but that we can just take some of our excess stone here, toss that in, and once we actually set this up right, we should be able to get that to start filling up the blaze cake bases. So we need to go and run ourselves a power line up here for that magma crucible, and also to power our mixers, because those are going to be powered by a electric motor, or 3, probably 3. That way we can have this going at a faster speed and we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to be here tossing apples onto stuff and getting set up so we can actually go and make some chocolate. We actually need magma on the second one, not the third. But yeah, I'm gonna go get those mixers. I'm gonna go get the power lines up here, and then I'll be right back. All right, and there we go. We now have all of our basins and mixers set up and running. And as you can see, I set up a few mechanical crafters here. That is so we can make the infinity stew and the infinity meatballs. Those are all set up with mechanical power. It actually took 3 of our electric generators just to power these 2. And we've got one that is powering all of our other mixers here. So we currently have some chocolate mixing up there, so we can go and toss some stuff onto there. Where is the berries? The berries, there we go. And stuff. I should really get signs up here for all this, but we can just keep tossing those on there, those on there. And you can see we replaced the magma crucible here with a lava tank. That's because we can just use this volcanic amulet to get the lava. We just need to make sure we have redstone in our inventory. So all that remains is to do a lot of crafting. So looks like I've got quite a bit of work ahead of me and a whole bunch of stuff here to craft. So I am going to go and get all of that crafted up, fill up all of our barrels, our storage drawers here with stuff that we need, and then I will be back. Right, and there we go. We now have all of the food that we need to craft, fully crafted up, all 20 stacks of that, and now we should be just about ready to craft up this ultimate stew and our cosmic meatballs, which we probably could have actually gotten before because we pretty much just had to stick all that stuff into our condensers, and well, we've got most of it already set up in here for at least the first one. But now we just basically need to go and take out this whole wall here, just because that is going to be what we need. And I have also been setting aside Neutronium to finish up all of the Endus pearls that we need. We still need a few more of those. But what we've got here is we have our frame drawers, and as you can see, we did expand out the kitchen. We needed the fire and the encased fan to cook up a few meats a lot more quickly. And we also added in our mechanical crafters here for our infinity foods, just because this will be a lot faster than having to craft this ourselves. So now we should just be able to go and stick these in here. We can actually take out the empty one, but we should be able to basically just set this up so that this pulls out here, and that will fill up the front, which makes things easy for us. We don't have to go and constantly refill this. And apparently I did something wrong here. Where's our wrench? wrench. There we go. Let's just put all of our chicken soup and stuff away. There we go. So now we basically just have to go up here and start adding all of these in. And then for all of the items that we don't have in frame drawers, what we're going to do is we have our obsidian chests. We'll just put a few of those in. And that will serve as that. We will have to manually stick the stacks in, but that shouldn't be too bad. It's only 20. So we can easily just have that set up. So I'm going to go set this up so that this is all filled up and ready to go. And then I guess I'll be back once we're ready to actually start putting together some of those infinity catalysts. All right. After much trial and apparently discovering that these recipes are not shapeless. Yeah, so apparently we do actually have to have a certain pattern to all of these and put all of these in the right spot, otherwise it doesn't work. It was a mess. Anyway, we now have this set up. We do have extra of just about everything here, just in case we need to make more of those. We just have to toss some more neutronium nuggets in. But we are now ready to start crafting ourselves infinity catalysts. So we basically just need one of every singularity, our cosmic meatballs and ultimate stew, endless pearl, record fragments, neutronium, and crystal matrix ingots and diamond lattice. Now I have some crystal matrix ingots here. It looks like we got 10? No, 9. So that's some, at least, of what we need. So we can just stick a few of those in there. And I think somewhere in here we have some diamond lattice. Somewhere. Right here. We have 4. So we need to do a little bit of EMC work. But we should just be able to get these set up here. Those will start crafting up. And then we don't have to worry about carrying all of it on us while we hold everything else here. So we basically just need to go and take out a stack of each of our items, stick it in our factory, and repeat about 20 more times. All right, so with everything there, we go our first stack of infinity catalysts. I'm going to stick those in there just so that we have a place to stick them. And now we basically just need to rinse and repeat another 19 times. So I'm going to go get those all set, and I'll be back once we're ready to start turning those catalysts into infinity ingots. And just like that, we have all of our infinity catalysts. So now we just need to craft these into ingots, which we need. Looks like we need 11 catalysts, 10 crystal matrix ingots, and a bunch of neutronium. So fortunately, we have most of that. And as you can see, we have taken off our armor and gotten all of our tools off here, just so we can upgrade those to the infinity versions. So we gather up a bunch of our neutronium here, and then we can go and stick that in our extreme crafting table. Don't think it'll let us... Okay, apparently it will let us automatically fill that in. Handy. So, that looks like one stack of infinity ingots. And also the chapter done, apparently. Which apparently gave us a blue bomb and a bunch of other junk. But we now have a stack of infinity ingots. So, we can now upgrade our armor. That we can upgrade our sword. Once we actually get some crystal matrix ingots. Or matrix blocks, rather. We can just upgrade everything. Let's get ourselves out some more of our catalysts. That way we can actually craft the rest of what we need. And let's also get our boots back on us. So we now have boots, which give us extreme speed, 1000 knockback resistance. Wow. Get our night vision here back. And apparently we need more infinity for that one. But we have a bunch of stuff here. This is absolutely insane. Missing our pants here. But we just need a few more things of infinity here. And we can get our last few items. So with that, that is the last of our red matter tools upgraded. And now we just need this longbow of the heavens. And that. Apparently that blows up. Anyway, that completes. Ooh, I love how pretty that looks. Anyway, that completes our entire setup. You know what? Let's test this out. We do have that mother silverfish still out in the boss arena. Apparently we don't. Well, I guess we won't be testing this out then. Too bad. But with that, I think that is going to be it for today. We've got a full set of very pretty tools. That armor kind of looks weird on me. Could also be the goggles from Create that I was using to be able to actually use the machines. But we have infinite tools. We can go cause chaos with this. Preferably away from our base. But with that, that is going to be it for today. And for this series. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.